Hi, this is the Holy Roman Emperor, and this is my... actually I've lost the count on my custom battle recordings, but I'm doing this custom battle just for testing a certain tactic. I've used this like tons of times on Rome Total War, but I decided to test this tactic against the strongest hammer-based heavy infantry and infantry overall of Middle Earth, dwarves of Ered Luin. Dwarves of Ered Luin have very strong infantry, just as dwarves of Erebor. That's why, just to match their infantry, I had to buy a shitload of dismounted swarm knights. But the advantage I have is that I have 5 missile units and those guys have none of them. But the problem is all their units are heavy infantry, so I'm more like wasting my infantry than, archers, than making them successful. And some of my firewalls actually hit my own infantry in the end. But I just advanced my first line and they're pressing all their force power on my first line, trying to flank it from all the sides and so on. So here you can see me killing my own units by firing them up. And actually the army of Ered Luin overpowers me by 500 men, so I gave myself some challenge at the same time. Here I will send the fountain guards, phalanx units somewhat, to support my first line of dismounted sworn knights, and so far they're fighting off these guys well. But now those guys are getting supported, which is a problem. And here you can see me flanking those guys, but instead the AI is flanking, well, counter flanking my phalanx, which is a shitty thing. Here you can see these guys dying at the fires of my archers. Sorry about the lag, but I'm using Pelennor Fields, the official one, as my battleground, and I act like if dwarves attacked Gondor. So in the books it's like impossible that dwarves will attack Gondor. Here you can see my phalanx dealing with these guys over here. And here you can see those Ered Luin halberdiers being as reinforcements of the first line of their own infantry. So the right flank of my phalanx is doing somewhat well. And once again you can see these guys killed. Here you can see my general dying, which decreased the morale of my troops for a lot. But my first line is still holding, even though the tactic I tried to use is not working. But now you'll see me bringing my hidden cavalry over here. And here you will see me wedge flanking these guys. It was actually successful. I managed to destroy their first line after this, but their reinforcement lines were kinda, they were troublesome because they are heavy infantry and anti-cavalry at the same time. So here you can see these guys flanked over here. And now I will send another line of cavalry to flank one of these units of halberdiers of Ered Luin. I tried to vanquish their single line flanks at the same time as the first line flanks, but that was not as successful as the first line killing. So now the AI will send his Azagale's Tomb Protectors, and Azagale was an dwarven king of the First Ages, who died in the Battle of Near Night Arnovediad. Sort of difficult name. So here you can see my right phalanx fighting off these guys. And the enemy phalanx is standing behind the... So now I pulled back my cavalry because both units lost at least 5 men, and that's not like good. And now I will send this cavalry to support the right flank over here because it's getting very thin. I mean, the line's getting thin. By doing this, I will be able to crush their first line completely. So here you can see my flanking at its best, and the first line of the enemy infantry is completely vanquished, and now I'm on the halfway of the victory. Only some guardians of Belagos and Golden Hammer Guard is fighting against my infantry and cavalry over here. But my tactic was successful, and that's a good thing, because now I'm able to use this tactic at online battles more and so on. But my right flank is quite raped, because if we would look at the battlefield, they had some heat up time with these 2 units of Ered Luin halberdiers. Now the enemy is starting to advance his second line to the battle. Here my right flank of the first line is trying to keep up with the Golden Hammer Guard and what was the name of it? Guardians of Belagos. Actually, dwarves of Ered Luin were like the first dwarves to dwell in Middle-earth. Well, not the first ones, but the ones who will fight at the wars of the First Age and so on. But here you can see my left flank advancing on the reinforcement troops of the enemy, and my assault was successful. Now those guys turned their back to me, and my cavalry will strike them dead. But the enemy has still some units to use. So here you can see my right flank of the first line fighting off bravely. Here you can see my forces advancing and the reinforcement troops of the enemies collapsing. Here you can see those halberdiers of Ered Luin vanquished. And these mounted swan knights are fighting off these Ered Luin halberdiers. Here my Kelly will strike right from behind of these halberdiers, but will fail because the attack was like too slow. So here my right flank of phalanx is fighting off their enemy phalanx, but it's apparently not working. And the right flank of my first line is being held off by the enemy phalanx. And here you can see some of the remnants of my right flank phalanx fighting off these guys, but they're like taking a lot of hit. So soon enough I should send some backup for them. But the enemy phalanx is standing strong against my own phalanx. So I have only 6 men fighting off the enemy phalanx, but they're fighting till the death. But now we kill the enemy general, so it means that the enemy morale will decrease like a lot, and now I stroke my cavalry right into these guys over here, so my right phalanx line will survive after all, because I could save the situation. And now I will rush my forces right into these guys over here. So over here you can see these halberdiers getting flanked by my archers, well, far flanked. And here you can see the rest of my forces advancing into these dwarven men. But as you can see, I lost quite a bunch of my men, 40% of my entire force. But this was a honorable victory in my opinion, because I could save my forces from the most strongest heavy infantry of Middle Earth. So here you can see the results. I lost 881 men, and my enemy lost 2,791 men, and my enemy had only 244 men remaining, and I had 1,745 men remaining. So of course this was a heroic victory, because I was so epic at this battle. Thanks for watching and so on. Bye.